Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, home of the BitSquad, the largest, the greatest crypto community in all of the interwebs. I'm your host, DZ. This is Around the Blockchain. We come to you Monday through Friday at 5:01 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you your favorite guests with your favorite topics. And today is no different. And we got a first-timer. We got old CryptoKeeper on here. His catchphrase is, or wait, no, that's the CryptKeeper. He's a CryptoKeeper. And he's not telling you tales of the crypt. He's telling you tales of the blockchain. And we also have Altcoin Daily. Dude, congrats. 991,000 subs on YouTube. So close. 9,000 away.
Close.
All the links are in the description. We got to get Altcoin Daily above. We got to get them over there in the next week. So, yeah, definitely show support.
You will be getting in early. Everybody in crypto wants to get in early. Before 1 million is early, and there's only 9,000 spots left. And of course, we're always trying to catch up to the great BitBoy Crypto. Great to be here.
It's like getting Bitcoin at 1 penny. So go ahead, get that sub, go in there. We got to support Austin and Aaron, and maybe you'll see him in a film festival pretty soon too. We also have CryptoJebb. Looks a little bit darker than usual. He just released an Ethereum price prediction video. I know you guys like those price prediction videos, so go check that out. He just released it this morning, so some pretty salient topics on there. And he's back. We got the king of the Pluto Alliance here representing. He was off yesterday. He's back today. He's coming with the vengeance, and I heard he's coming after Jebb's point total, so we'll see how that goes down. But we'll find out. But before we get into the top, if you like what the people are saying, go ahead and hit +1 in the chat. Whoever has the most points at the end gets to leave some parting thoughts for the audience here. But before we get into that, let's check out a little market watch. I know you guys want to see some market watch here. So we have Bitcoin. Looks like it's down just a little bit here, down 1.5%, not even. Still up on the week. We're paring back a little bit of the gains that we had yesterday. But Ethereum still holding strong above 3,500. Feeling pretty good about that. Cardano down a little bit. If we go to the rest of the top 10, I mean, hey, the stable coin's in the green, so we count that as a win, right? All right, so if we look at the top winners here, audio chain, SHIB. We are going to talk about Coinbase. Maybe we'll briefly mention the SHIB, but yeah, it just got listed here. A couple up 20%, Avalanche, Sushi Swap. If we go to the losers, you know you like to see what's bleeding out in the streets here. Phantom, Hashgraph, HBAR. HBAR might be a time to maybe get in. HBAR has been hot lately. The market cap is $4.5 billion. So, I mean, you know, there's not too much room for that to double or triple, but I mean, still room for that to grow. YFI down. FTT, FTX token is down. That's one I've definitely been eyeing. So maybe I'll have to, look into that. Maybe move some crypto around. So I don't know. We'll check that out a little bit later. Now, Jebb, Ethereum, we're holding support. 3,500. You know, it's a pretty good mark for a psychological level. We've had it's been dancing between 32, dancing between 36. We were flirting with 4,000 earlier. What's the price action leading up to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and this weekend looking like for you?
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about Ethereum on our morning show at Coffee and Crypto at 9:30 this morning, and we talked about how right now Ethereum has quite a few bullish technicals, but most of those bullish technicals are showing up on the daily chart. Ethereum, for the most part, is in a longer-term uptrend. It is obviously very bullish right now. We've seen it almost hit all-time high just a little over a week and a half ago. At the moment, it also has things going on like a bullish Lux Algo flash. We see that it's got resistance that broke at 35.50. It's sitting right under that at the moment, but it is attempting to stay above that. There's some trend lines holding it up. In general, it is doing pretty well, but what I'm looking for is for a correction right down to actually about where it is right now, around 34.50 to 3,500, and then I think it's going to continue from there. Over the weekend, I think we're going to see a rally back up towards that $4,000 territory. I think it's going to take a little bit longer than that, but I do expect Ethereum to be trading back up towards $4,200 by probably the end of Wednesday this coming week. I think an all-time high run is in the cards in the next couple of weeks.
Okay, if we can bounce off of this and it's proven to be support, are you saying there's not too much resistance until 4,000, or do we have a little speed bump on the way?
There is. Let me check my notes right here. There is a little bit of resistance. There is a little bit of resistance at the high that we set this morning at 3,700. That is actually a Fibonacci level. If you go and look at Fibonacci retracement, it's called the golden pocket. I'll leave it at that. But 3,700, just under it, is really the only resistance until we get back, frankly, to 4,200. And from there, it's all-time high. There's not much above us.
All right, so if we could break through the golden pocket, we're going to get showered with riches. I like that. It's sounding pretty good. But all right, let's go right into our topics here. We have a big OpenSea scandal. We do love OpenSea. I mean, OpenSea is the largest platform. I mean, It does a lot, but it's had some issues lately for sure. So let's we actually have a tweet right here. So this is where it all started. So a little investigator, a blockchain investigator, found it out on Twitter here. Hey, OpenSea, why does it appear Nate Chastain, he's one of their executives, has a few secret wallets that appear to buy your front page drops before they are listed, then sells them shortly after the front page hype spike for profits, and then tumbles them back to his main wallet with his punk on it. Dun, dun, dun. We have a little bit of drama here. I mean, the blockchain, you can't really avoid it. So it's Nate Chastain. He's the firm's head of product. He was found, I mean, the blockchain doesn't lie. You know, he was buying and selling NFTs with his insider knowledge and then flipping them for a profit. They're able to find his wallet because he has his punk as his avatar. So they know the wallet that the punk's in. He has all these dummy wallets. He's trickling down all these profits into his punk wallet. Boom. I mean, they found out, you know. So Altcoin Daily, would you say that this is reflecting poorly on crypto because, you know, showing a little bit of, you know, maybe questionable behavior? Or would you say it's favorable for crypto because the blockchain doesn't lie?
It certainly reflects poorly on the head of product. That's his job, the executive. I mean, this is just reflects the honest truth about crypto, that everything's on the blockchain, so you can't hide things at a certain point. What's crazy to me is just the level of greed this guy had, because he owns a CryptoPunk. He's probably doing quite well in crypto. He is, I don't know if he's in the C-suite in OpenSea, but he's high up there. He's an executive. He probably has stock options. OpenSea is the #1 NFT trading platform. When they go public, when they get to that next level, he'll probably make millions off this thing, but he still couldn't help himself. He had to just front run this stuff on OpenSea.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe it either. Yeah, you're talking about this company's very valuable. Their last valuation is 1.5 billion. Their next valuation, I wouldn't be surprised if it's 10, 20x that. Just looking at some of the metrics with like Etsy and some of these other platforms, OpenSea's volume is just so far past these. Like, if you want to look at traditional stocks, their valuation is closer to like 50 billion. So yeah, he is leaving a lot of money on the table with that move. So yeah, I was quite surprised myself. Now, OpenSea, I mean, if you don't know what OpenSea is, it's the #1 market for NFTs. There's really no competition that comes close as far as their numbers. You know, and they confirmed it. You know, they basically they had a statement. They got in front of it. It took about 12 hours, but they had a statement. Yesterday, we learned that one of our employees purchased items that they knew were set to display on the front page before they appeared there publicly. This is incredibly disappointing. We want to be clear that this behavior does not represent our values as a team. Ben, I mean, do you think this is even going to affect OpenSea's volume at any level? Like, I mean, it's because there's no real option here.
No, of course not. I mean, people are still going to keep using OpenSea. I mean, this is more a personal problem for this guy, and I think it's something that, you know, we talked about a little bit on the stream this morning about, which is, you know, we talk a lot about manipulation when it comes to projects and manipulation when it comes to the markets. But this is something we haven't really thought about. Manipulation on the platform by listing things at a certain place or in a certain way. And I think it's just, you know, it's an interesting development going forward that we're going to have to be aware of. But this guy basically traded his soul for 18.75 ETH. And I know for somebody out there that's got 2 Ethereum and you bought them at $4,000, seems like a lot of money. We were all buying Ethereum for $200, you know, last year. And, you know, if you're looking at 18 Ethereum for $200, I mean, that's $3,600. So, you know, I think that when you think about 18.75 Ethereum in context of how long this guy's been in crypto and how much he probably has stacked to the side, to sell your soul for 19 Ethereum, I mean, it's a joke. If you're going to do it, you know, just got kind of like, I can't remember who it was on the show. I think it was Crypto Face. He said, well, you know, Janet Yellen, of course, we know her as Janet the Felon Yellen. Janet Yellen, like, she at least sold her soul for $7 million. You know, you got to give that to her. At least she went big. You know, this guy did it for 18 Ethereum. You know, like, definitely not good. I think he's been fired already. I think. Maybe I'm wrong. So he was fired, correct? So
it's still developing. He actually changed his Twitter profile to he still had the OpenSea tag, but he said past : OpenSea, meaning maybe, OpenSea has, you know, let him go. I mean, we're still waiting on the confirmation, but that appears to be the case. So CryptoKeeper, would you say that firing him was the right call? Because, you know, people might not care a week later.
I mean, absolutely. So it said in the article that he used a number of burner wallets to sell these NFTs. And so for those of you that aren't versed in the language of hood, let me spell this out for you. So a burner is, or was, where you go to the store, you buy a phone, right? A phone that's not tracked to me. You pay cash for it. You pay cash for the minutes, and then it keeps you incognito, right? So he was just trying not to get caught. He knew what he was doing on the front end, right? And it's ugly. I mean, he's not the brightest star in the sky. Let's be honest. With his picture, his little profile picture combined with the different wallets, this is a public ledger, right? And he's in a position where you would think he would know he's not, or that he's going to get caught. But at the end of the day, let's be real. It's crypto. He's not going to be charged with insider trading. I don't think he can, right? And that being said, like ethically, it's ugly, it's dishonest, it's greedy, and I'm glad that OpenSea is taking care of it and getting him out of here.
Yeah, maybe they'll have to give him the Tupac treatment. No, I'm just kidding. I was just referencing your poster in the back. I love it. I love it. No, I mean by that, they'll give him a little severance package and then give him a movie deal or something. Then you'll get not what happened.
That
Vegas,
was a heck of a severance package and not one that I would be looking forward to.
And Biggie's clearly a better rapper than Tupac. There, I said it. Just had to get that out there. I had a tweet that was getting engagement, and everyone was wrong who disagreed with me. By the way, so
CryptoKeeper said facts on that.
I mean,
yeah,
it's
I love Biggie. I love Tupac. I think it's facts. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
get him in a freestyle, Ben. You put Tupac up against Biggie on a freestyle. You already know what's going to happen. Well, I mean,
yeah. Well, I just say Biggie. I mean, who I enjoy listening to more, I'm probably going to go with Biggie. I mean, he's got songs that are, he's just very aggressive. He's got a big voice. He's aggressive. Everything he says sounds super smooth. Tupac sounds like he's yelling a little bit sometimes. Don't get me wrong. I love Tupac. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they're definitely the two top. So we're splicing small differences here. But if you were to say like, water gun to my head, who am I taking? I'm probably taking Biggie, but I do love Pac as well.
No, Biggie's better because he died right before his second album. If you killed Tupac right before his second album, he wouldn't have any hits. Brenda's Got a Baby. That's Trapped. Like, he wouldn't have any
one
hits.
Of the best.
Yeah, but Biggie died before his second album, so in the very early beginning stages of his career. That's always my argument. But before we get too off topic here,
he wants to talk about hit 'em up.
yeah. Well, that's that's a whole nother story there. But yeah, OpenSea, it looks like they instituted some new policies that are now prohibiting employees from buying and trading NFTs that are going to be featured on the front page. They're taking steps. They're trying to do the right thing here. Now, Jeb, when you heard this, the first time you heard this, were you surprised or were you like, oh, this is crypto, of course?
Yeah, the latter. This is crypto. Of course it's going to happen. I mean, look, the funny but the sad thing is this is news. The reason that that's funny is because this is probably 1 out of 100 times this happens. It's sad for obvious reasons, but the reason it's kind of funny is because this guy is the guy that's going to get all the heat for it, but I guarantee you he's not the only one doing it in crypto. And frankly, I'd be surprised if he was the only one in the company doing it because it's a big enough company and it is crypto. And like CryptoKeeper was talking about earlier, good luck charging somebody with insider trading in a market where the SEC and the CFTC and everybody involved has no idea how to regulate the freaking thing in the first place. It's good that he got fired. Everybody's already said all of that. But no, I'm not surprised at all. This is cryptocurrency. We can talk about morals and ethics all we want, but at the end of the day, there's so much money in this space that we're going to see piracy, if you will, of people stealing and doing things that they shouldn't do because there's money and this is human nature. And the best thing that we can do is that we can preach that you should probably have good morals and good ethics, if not because you should be a good person because of what Ben said and what Altcoin Daily said. You're going to make a lot more money by just writing that out and then taking the stock options when OpenSea goes public. It was a stupid decision.
Yeah, I totally agree. And yeah, I don't think anyone here is saying like, oh yeah, he should have, I mean, I think we're all in agreement.
Of course.
Bad thing, scumbag move. And Altcoin Daily raised a good point. Like he's probably walking away from a lot of money for that.
Yep.
So, but yeah, he's definitely regretting it. But all right, let's go to the next topic here. We're going to talk about Coinbase offering some future trading. Now, it might not seem that important, but futures trading largely eclipses spot trading. It's not even close when you start looking at the numbers here. So it's going to be a whole process. They have to get approval from the National Futures Association, some I've never heard about until today. And then they have to register with Commodity Futures Trading Commission, the CFTC. Definitely have heard of them. And then after that, then they can get the green light, and then they can start the process. So it might be a work in progress here, but it is going to take a while here. But I was looking at some of the data here. Futures market in the last 24 hours, and this was around like noon today when I looked at this data, is 143 billion. So, I mean, they're talking about a lot of revenue here. Now, Ben, is the revenue going to be worth the target, like the target that they're painting on their back for entering the futures market? Is this revenue even going to be worth, is the juice worth the squeeze?
Well, why are they paying a target on their back?
SEC and the regulators just giving them extra ammunition here.
No, I mean Coinbase. They work together. They work together. The SEC,
you're saying a little collusion.
They are tied at the hip. Anyone that thinks that is false. Why are we talking Evie Campos? Was Ben? Someone commented and said, "Was Ben Spanky from the '90s Little Rascals?" Mother chuckers. You need to go. You need to go Campos in the ocean for a while. Get some concrete shoes on you. Okay, you gonna call me Spanky? I don't think so. Sorry, that was a bad joke. It was very violent. I'm sorry, Evie.
Getting very defensive there, Ben.
Yeah, very defensive. Yeah, I was Spanky, guys. It was me.
Yeah, we knew it.
Yeah, we had a good run. No. Look. But back to the point at hand. Talking about my Uncle Bry's company. Listen, Coinbase and the SEC are tied at the hip. They work together. They've been having meetings for months and months and months. That's why this whole thing with the SEC coming out and talking about we're gonna, put a lawsuit against Coinbase for their lend program. That was a message to anyone offering stablecoin rewards. Do not compete with the bond returns. That's what that really was. It was a message sent to the companies, and they got the message. Your average person isn't going to understand that, isn't going to get that, but that is what in reality was happening with that. Coinbase and the SEC are on the same side. They are on the same team. So look, this is not a coincidence. Who are the two chosen exchanges by the financial cartel? Coinbase, FTX. Who are the two exchanges that are saying very soon they're going to offer derivatives and futures contracts in the United States? Coinbase and FTX. All this is being done with the approval from regulators and the powers that be. So, no, they are not painting a target on their back. Coinbase would not do anything to put a target on their back because they're going to get it approved before they come out and say it.
All right, I like that take. Yeah, so you're saying there's a little bit of they kind of know what they're not just jumping in blind. They kind of know exactly what they're going to be diving into here. Now, CryptoKeeper, I mean, going off of what Ben's saying, I mean, do you think it's just going to get the green light and we're going to see futures tradings on Coinbase here?
Yeah, I do. And as it relates to that, I think it's interesting because we're talking about Coinbase. Coinbase is where beginners go for crypto, right? And so if they're going to be offering futures contracts on Coinbase, I would hope that they mean Coinbase Pro, because if not, there's going to be a lot of noobs getting slaughtered, right? Let's call a spade a spade. There's a lot of people trading futures and leverage that have no business doing so. It's one of the more complex, one of the more risky things you can do as it relates to investing. So also when products are offered, right, consumers love to check them out. Coinbase knows that. So Ben, your Uncle Brian is doing one thing here, right? He's adding to his billions. Coinbase is the chosen one. I totally agree with you. The thread about the lawsuit, I'm on point with you on that. It's totally a sham. This is about Coinbase continuing to corner the market as the exchange that is, like you said, the chosen one. And yeah, I think it's just going to continue forward. They're not going to get much pushback because I'm with you, Ben.
I think you bring up a good point. The noobs, if they put future trading on Coinbase, the noobs will get wrecked. But I do want to clarify, no, they would do good for like their first 2-3 trades with the beginner's luck. And then they'll over leverage, and then they'll overextend, and then they'll get liquidated. So they'll win their first couple, just a good old beginner's luck on the when it comes to leverage trading. But that's just been my experience, at least.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're a bad trader, DZ. That's why you host the show. Listen,
no.
Here, what? Okay, here's the thing,
top
though.
3 in the office.
That's not saying much.
You're
who's
right.
ahead of
Dang, that was a low.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, you and Justin.
I've made the most leverage trading in the office for 100%. I'm pretty sure.
Well,
so
we're maybe playing with different size bags here.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean,
that could be facts.
Okay, you win. Here. You win.
Thank you. Listen, here's what I want to say, though. When Coinbase and FTX come out with their derivatives platforms, they're not going to be 100x. So the United States is not going to allow 100x trading to go on here. So that's something to think about. A majority of the people that get wrecked using like 150x leverage on Binance with cross leverage or cross margin, those people have no protection and they're able to lose, you know, $10,000 in a second. But in the United States, to get regulated, this is going to have to be much lower. I think somewhere between 10 and 20x at the maximum will probably be what is allowed. It may be 5 to 10x. So yeah, even at 5 to 10x, it can certainly be dangerous and you can get liquidated, but not nearly as many people are going to get wrecked off that low level of leverage.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking maybe 5 to start, and then maybe a slow dip up to like
probably
7 or 10. We'll see how the markets react and the regulators react. But let's talk about the regulators here for a second. Now, Altcoin Daily, you know, Ben is, and also CryptoKeeper, they're kind of saying like Coinbase kind of knows what they're doing before they, you know, jump off the ledge here. But SEC did threaten to sue if they went forward with their Lend stablecoin program, where, you know, they're just trying to give us a measly 6%, but banking cartels say, no, you know, can't do that. So let's just say the SEC, you know, does move forward with a lawsuit. Do you think this would just be good publicity for Coinbase, or will this, you know, maybe scare off people who would be new investors?
I don't think Coinbase is going anywhere. I think they'll remain top dog. And it is nice to know that the SEC allows trading of SHIB or soon to be leverage, but we can't get that 3 to 4% on our stable coins. That's great protection. For me, I think, oh, excuse me, that's, I guess Austin took the truck. But for me, the bigger picture here is just how quickly this space is moving and how much, you know, traditional finance wants to throw money and throw, like, you know, just build. And even in crypto, people throwing money and just building within crypto, because, you know, for people who've only been in crypto for 6-8 months, you got to think in 2014, which was 2 cycles ago, there was really one exchange. It was Mt. Gox, and it was the only one pretty much, and it got hacked and the price crashed, and people thought that was the end. 3 years later, 2017, the second bubble, that's just when Binance was getting started. Now, remember, exchanges were turning people away at the top. There weren't even Binance. And now, in the past 4 years, you know, I've said this before, it's just like the amount of, you know, money people are throwing in and the amount of building has 100x'd. And I guess my point is, you know, whether you like derivatives trading or not, in retrospect, it is inevitable because people with money, people, you know, who want to do stuff in the traditional financial world, margin trading, they want those options in crypto, and they're going to get them.
Yeah. I mean, if they fight long, I mean, they're in the same rooms with these people, like making the deals. So I agree with that. Now, Jebb, chat is spamming Shiba. We got to talk about Shiba. We're going to mention Coinbase today. We got to talk about Shiba. Now, let's just say, you know, I want to know your opinion.
DZ, can I show you something, DZ? This is a special hardware wallet. Sorry to interrupt, but I have a special hardware wallet for Shiba. It's right here. We just insert into the trash. That is the Shiba hardware wallet.
Bro, is that a bag of Takis?
Yes, it was. It was some Takis. I love my
Takis. All right. Hey, we love our Takis around here. Well, maybe I'll ask you after. So, Jebb, you know, we have some viewers. They're saying, Shabe, you know, sounds like a fun coin. 2 of my friends maybe recommended it. They made huge gains. What's your opinion on Shiba for this newer viewer who's maybe wondering, you know, what's this deal? Why am I seeing hate about it?
So here's the thing. I'm not a big fan of all the different dog coins like SHIB and, you know, SafeMoon in there and Dogecoin. But the thing is, you cannot underestimate the power of the fundamentals. And there have been a lot of people in crypto, myself included, that have underestimated the power of the fundamentals because Dogecoin did go up like everybody was saying it was going to. And a lot of people made a lot of money. But here's the problem. A lot of people lost a lot of money too. The difference between making a lot of money in one of these massive bubble speculative projects is timing and also information. So if I'm not mistaken, Greg, my head of sales, he just bought $1,000 worth of SHIB because it just got, if I'm not mistaken, tell me if I'm wrong here, listed on Coinbase, and it got listed somewhere, Binance, it got listed somewhere else twice. It got listed 2 different places today. So SHIB is primed and ready for a giant run. I don't think SHIB is something that you should invest in long term. But frankly, if you have a good reason to buy it short term and you think it's going to make you a bunch of money, then do it. I just encourage you, please don't just buy a cryptocurrency because your friend told you to. Do your research, make sure you understand it, and follow the golden rule of trading and investing, which is never invest more than you're willing to lose. Don't become one of these people that invested their life savings thinking that they were going to become rich and retire tomorrow. Make sure you're at least being responsible with your finances.
Go ahead, Aaron.
And I just want to add for the folks at home that SHIB gains and SHIB losses, they're like dog ears. You know, they come a lot faster and they go a lot faster.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good point.
Yeah, that's yeah, I like that. Yeah, it'll 7x like whatever direction.
Jeb says don't buy a coin if your friend recommends it, but what about if your enemy recommends it? Jeb, could you offer me some coins to buy?
Yeah, buy Dogecoin.
All right.
Okay.
Well, my enemy says to buy it, so I'm all in.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
you're
I
gonna
think
lose all your money.
Jeb's main point there: have an exit strategy. Now, CryptoKeeper.
Yes.
I mean, do you have any hot take on SHIB? I mean, you seem to have a strong opinion on it.
Yeah, I'm just pretty vocal about the pump coins altogether. I think the problem, so the great thing about it is a lot of people get introduced to crypto that way. The problem is they jump into crypto not knowing anything about it, and all of a sudden, because their buddy told them they need to jump into this, they all start talking about it. It will start pumping. They think that it's a long-term hold because they know nothing else, and they get absolutely wrecked. And then here's the problem. The problem is then they come back and say, "I knew crypto was a scam. I knew I should have never got involved in this."
Yeah.
And it hurts the market as a whole.
People get it backwards. They come into crypto and they invest a ton of money when they don't know anything. And then once they've learned a little bit, they're so skittish to invest anything. You got it backwards. When you're in the crypto space and you don't know what you're doing, we've all been there. I was there one time. Everybody on this panel was there at one point. There's nothing wrong with that. Just don't put a bunch of money into something that you don't understand. As your understanding goes up, then increase the amount that you put in.
Yeah, and as Altcoin Daily says, it'll move in dog years. So, the retail investor, they'll look at it every 2 weeks, and then they're like, "Oh, how did it lose 85%?" Well, you're in a meme coin, and that's not one you just want to ignore for a fortnight. So, yeah, all right, great takes there. Or go ahead.
Yeah, I would just like to say this is my thing for Shiba. It certainly probably will get a bit of a pump today, but the biggest gains with Shiba during this bull run have already happened.
Absolutely.
So same thing for Dogecoin. Now, look, Dogecoin could go to $1. I mean, it's certainly possible, but from where it is now to get to $1, it's already went on the most parabolic run it was going to go on in this bull run. So I think that's something to consider when you're looking at coins. And I couldn't imagine, we just got a bunch of ETH from this Pluto Alliance NFT sale, and we're going to be buying, 500K of 4 different projects. And let me tell you, imagine if I was like, "Oh, I'm going to put $500,000 in Shiba." No sensible investor at this point in this bull run is going to be choosing a coin like Shiba to try to get a massive return or hedge, in the bull market. So I think that, you really got to think about what these coins do, what they represent. And the biggest, somebody said the chat is asking about AMP. We've had people asking about AMP all day for the last 2 days. We love AMP. I think it's good. Maybe we should do an update soon.
CryptoFace in chat said, Ben looking to sweep the leg. I mean, maybe we got to move your name to Johnny. Are you Johnny now?
Am I Johnny?
Yeah.
From
Karate Kid.
From Cobra Kai. Karate Kid. Yeah. Pretty funny.
I mean,
you
got a little bit of the look going down. Yeah.
Swan kick.
Whoa! You know what?
After watching Cobra Kai, check them out.
Cobra Kai was the cooler dojo. I'll go ahead and say it. I mean, Mr. Miyagi dojo is cool. We love our Daniel-san, but
he's kind of a douche. I mean, if you watch that,
I'm Cobra Kai. I'm Team Cobra Kai. All right, let's go to our last topic here. AMC is accepting Litecoin. No, we're for real this time. This isn't like Walmart. This is actually happening. We're seeing the mainstream Litecoin adoption. Are you happy, Litecoin holders? You've had diamond hands forever. We're so proud of you right now. All right, so the CEO, he had a quote here. Cryptocurrency enthusiasts, you likely know AMC has announced we'll accept Bitcoin for online tickets and processing payments by end of year. I can confirm today that when we do, we'll also have Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash. All right. Let's just go right into the Litecoin narrative here first. Now, CryptoKeeper, do you think that the scammers who had the plan with the Walmart fake press release and getting all these URLs and, timing it and having this whole FUD or this whole fake campaign come forward, do you think it has anything did they know the timing of this AMC? Do you think there's any kind of insider knowledge trading going around here?
Oh, I would say no. I think that this was just such a large move when it happened, and it happened so fast. Someone was all about doing one thing: pumping bags and dumping them back off. And when you watch the price action yesterday, it was yesterday, right? Yeah. That is exactly what happened. I can't believe that they have an insider at AMC who says, hey, why don't you pump up something with Litecoin here? No, I think it's totally a coincidence.
Okay, yeah. My theory was, they in talks with the Litecoin team. Hey, we're gonna go ahead and get you, and then Litecoin team people, maybe not so much the AMC people, but the game of telephone. But I mean, who knows? I mean, we'll probably never find out. Now, this is only for online purchases, so we'll see. But now, Altcoin Daily, it's in your name, so I'm gonna ask you this: Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash. Is the big winner from this not AMC? Is it actually Bitcoin Cash?
It certainly keeps them in the conversation. The reason I assume that they're accepting all four is probably because they get them from the same place that like PayPal gets their crypto. That's just, an assumption I made. I think the main reason they're doing this is just a PR move. It's a meme stock. They're accepting meme coins. It's good for everybody involved. And I'm kind of excited about this, honestly, because I think this fulfills one of the two main things why everybody gets into crypto. So what's like the number one thing why most people get into crypto? Most people get in to get rich. Well, this is not going to make you rich. But what's the number two thing that most people get into crypto? And most people in crypto are men. They want a girlfriend. People want to get into crypto, get a girlfriend. And what's better than
I hear you have
with your
one.
life?
I hear you have one, Aaron. Is that true?
I do have a girlfriend. She's great.
Confirmed.
And
Wow. It's amazing.
Sorry, ladies. But that only happened once I got into crypto. So, did it? Who knows? Anyway.
My wife doesn't ever want to talk to me about crypto. My wife talks to me less because of crypto. So
crypto can help you get a girlfriend, apparently, CryptoKeeper.
Imagine telling your prospective girlfriend. Imagine
Please
telling
don't.
your prospective girlfriend, hey, baby, I just paid Ethereum for this. It cost us $150, but
Boner alert.
All right. Okay. So
here's.
Go ahead.
Can I say something? I think the more interesting question. I think that's a really good take, Aaron. I really appreciate that. But I think the more interesting question is not, what crypto will you be spending at AMC? What will you be getting in return for your money? I think that's a more interesting question because movie theaters are dead. They are dead on arrival. They will not be making a comeback unless they really innovate and do something different. Whether it's laser tag or arcades or virtual reality arcades inside of there, or whether they come up with some kind of new idea. But, movie theaters, they're so far out of the public eye right now and out of the public consciousness that, this is why this is certainly a marketing play. This has nobody's going to movies right now. I was talking to Jay Chains earlier and he said that he'll never see another movie again in the theater. Maybe we were saying this on the stream this morning, but I want to see the Matrix movie in the theater, but it would be a very few and far between. Like, it's no longer a thing where you're like, oh, it's Christmas in the afternoon, let's all go to the movies. Like, what's even playing there? Nobody knows.
Yeah, Dune, I'm definitely going to see in the theater. Matrix, I just saw the preview for the first time, so that's going to be on my list as well. Now, Jeb, let's talk about, this is probably just an advertising play. Ben said it, Altcoin says it. I'm in agreement with them on that end. Now, if this is just for advertising, is this a good, use of their resources?
Yeah, no, it definitely is. You only have so many marketing resources to get your name out there, and AMC, I think, has made a very wise move here. We talked about this on the morning show, actually, and one of the points that I made was the way that this is being talked about in cryptocurrency as if this is news for crypto and a crypto adoption story. We've actually got it backwards. We've been looking at this story completely backwards. This is not a story about Bitcoin. This is a story about AMC, because Bitcoin is not, and Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies that they're adopting are not the ones that stand to gain from this. It's AMC that stands to gain from this, like everybody else on the panel was saying. AMC is the one that is going to be making the most out of this. 4 years ago, had AMC been adopting Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, man, that would have been the news of literally probably the entire history of cryptocurrency. When I got in 2017, if you had seen AMC, a $5 billion movie chain, adopting Bitcoin, that was front page news for the next week. Now it's on page 10, and it doesn't even matter because it doesn't affect the price and no one's paying attention. So I think this one speaks to the fact, I agree movie theaters are going through a major shift in the way they operate. I don't think they're going to die, but I think that Ben's right. They need to change their business model quite a lot. But two, this is a great wake-up call for us to realize just how far we've come in adoption in the last 4 years.
Yeah, I have a take on that. My take is we are all experiencing PTSD from Elon Musk. So like these El Salvador, the AMC, these stories that 2 years ago, 4 years ago, oh my God, this would have been the biggest thing. We've been talking about it for days. But ever since Tesla, ever since Elon burned us, we're like, just ignore all the news. Just if it's good news, we just ignore it. But all right, let's end it with a rapid fire question here. I'm going to ask everybody here. I'm going to start with Altcoin Daily. Now, 4 years ago, you bring up a good point. This would have been the mainstream adoption. Oh my God, mainstream adoption. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Altcoin Daily, is there ever going to be a straw that breaks the camel's back, like an Amazon? Or it's just, this is what we're going to expect. There is no straw. It's just going to be gradual. What do you think? Straw or no?
A straw that breaks the camel's back, and that's something that's like
mainstream adoption
white
is
swan.
here.
Yeah. I mean, certainly if Amazon was accepting Bitcoin or crypto in a way where they actually custody it, that'd be a big deal. I think we're not going to see that in this bull cycle. I think what we're seeing is like people putting Bitcoin or crypto on their balance sheet is really if that continues to trend, I think that's kind of like what I'm most excited about as far as actually a business accepting Litecoin for payments. That'd be cool, but I don't know if that's going to happen in the next couple of years.
Okay, so
nobody wants to spend it. It's going to appreciate.
Yeah, so it would take an Amazon to be the straw that broke the camel's back. Now, CryptoKeeper, what would you say? Is there ever going to be a mainstream adoption? Here's the moment.
Right now, it's all about balance sheets, just like Altcoin Daily just said, just like Aaron just said. I think that one thing that could, quote, break the camel's back would be something like the United States coming out and doing what, has been talked about for years, that we're actually going to have Bitcoin as our reserve currency, or it's the world reserve currency, right? I think that for sure would break the camel's back. It doesn't make sense, though, because nobody's spending their Bitcoin, right? They're holding on to it. It's a store of value. So though I think that would do it, and I think, obviously Amazon, Apple, these other huge companies coming out saying, hey, we will not only accept it, but we're going to hold it on our balance sheet and take it that one step further. Other than that, I just don't see it. I just really don't think it makes sense.
So like a large sovereign adoption or a FANG stock. Now, Jeb, what would you say?
I'd say that the number you need to be paying attention to is 1/7. That makes up about 13 to 15%, and that is called an inflection point in the S-curve of adoption. We saw it happen in about 93, 94 in the internet. We saw it happen in the late 80s with mobile phones back when they were this big, and that's when a technology hits that critical mass where if you are one person and you know 7 people, one of those 7 people is using the technology that is beginning to be adopted. And at that point, it goes parabolic and we see a massive run-up. It's not going to be a straw that breaks the camel's back. It's going to be a boulder that breaks the camel's back. And it's going to come in the form of not one country adopting Bitcoin or crypto. It's going to be dozens, and it's not going to be one company adopting Bitcoin or crypto. It's going to be dozens adopting multiple different facets of blockchain technology like Bitcoin, like Ethereum, like Cardano, and anything that's going to help them in their business. I think we are going to see that critical moment. I call it the inflection point. I think it's going to happen in the next 5 years, but I don't think it's going to necessarily be a FANG stock or necessarily one nation unless it is. Well, I don't think it's going to be one company unless it's like a FANG stock, but I think we're going to see a massive run like that.
Of course, leave it to the TA guy. I asked the question. You give me a fraction back. Yeah, 1 out of course. That just makes perfect sense. I'm messing with you, man. And Ben, what would you say? Are we ever going to get this mainstream adoption moment where we're like, this is it?
Well, I would say, unlike Jeb, I don't advocate for animal cruelty. I don't know why I want to throw a boulder on a camel. Like, that sounds so cruel, man.
He's the one that said the straw. Come on, at least.
Yeah, well, I mean, straws. I'm taking plastic. I'm taking plastic all day, every day.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
That's where it all went.
I'm taking notes for my dad jokes.
The turtles,
paper straws are the evil of the 21st century.
I would tend to agree with you. I mean, I think crypto. I think crypto is going to get that inflection point before paper.
If crypto
straws,
can solve that, we're great.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that just a quick summary of your answer. I think it's already here. I think it's here now.
Okay.
Like I already think we're seeing it unfold. I think we're seeing NFTs like, when you can have a random YouTuber create an alien project and sell 10,000 in 2 hours, sounds pretty good to me. Right. But I think we're already seeing it. I think there's so much stuff going on behind the scenes right now that people can't see. It's more of like a lagging indicator. It's going on right now, but people aren't going to realize it for a few more months.
Okay, I like that. We asked a question, 4 guests, 4 different answers. That's why we love Around the Blockchain. We have all these different viewpoints. But all right, well, your arch nemesis is actually the winner. CryptoJebb representing the win. Stole it from Altcoin Daily at the end.
No!
Don't forget. 991,000 subs on altcoin. Oh, wait, I think altcoin. Are you trying to steal it? Are you trying to steal it? Go ahead.
This has nothing to do with anything. Appreciate you shouting out. We're so close to 1 million. 9,000 spots left to get in early. But what I wanted to say was just a shameless thing. My fraternity friend from back in college is watching right now. Mitch Pearson. He's your #1 fan, BitBoy. If BitBoy could just give Mitch Pearson a big hello.
Mitch Pearson, cool. I want you to know, once I get on the screen here,
oh my gosh,
that I appreciate you and I value you, Mitch. You are an integral member to the Bit Squad. So I appreciate all your service.
All right,
I'm a big fan of
Aaron,
I'm a big fan of Mitch. Big fan.
All
of
right,
Mitch.
and
Me too.
we're still gonna throw it to CryptoJebb, even though Altcoin Daily has just rocketed to the top spot or the bottom spot, depending on how. Anyway, Jebb, we're going to shoot it to you. Please freshen us up and clean us up with the last 30 seconds. Give us some parting thoughts.
Frankly, I don't understand what all of the hoopla is about. It's just a number. Guys, if you enjoyed today's show, make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe to BitBoy Crypto. Subscribe to CryptoKeeper and Altcoin Daily and our channel if you want to. And make sure to go follow DZ on Twitter. You guys got to give him some love. Make sure to keep investing in your own education. It's the best investment you'll ever make. Peace.
All right, and that's all we got time for today. It was a great episode. We'll see you Friday, tomorrow. BitSquad, DZ out.